we would really bath in them. When it happened to meet people that kindly watch the contents that I prepare for you every day, I get a lot of questions about fragrances. Thanks to this, I realized that there are a lot of misperceptions and misunderstandings about the world of fragrances. That's why every week, except the fragrance test, I like to make one video to discover something new about how to use fragrances and their purpose. One thing that a lot of people underestimate is about the quantity of fragrance that you should wear. Let's clarify this. There are a lot of things that impact on this. You know that your skin is the main one, how your hormones react to fragrances and to each fragrance. So that's something that only you can find out with practice, with experience. On the other hand, it's possible to start from certain basic things that can help us to understand which amount, which quantity of fragrance to wear. First of all, we have to take into consideration the concentration of the fragrance, because that's clear that if I have an extrait de parfum, I will need less sprays than eau de toilette. In fact, with the eau fraiche, with the eau de toilette, you can be quite generous, because you know that the dry down will be pretty fast. Differently, as I mentioned, from eau de parfum, extrait de parfum, that due to the fact that they tend to last longer, well, they don't need to be oversprayed. What impacts is also the season, because of course we have fragrances like extrait de parfum that tend, generally speaking, to perform better in winter rather than eau de toilette, but maybe you want to wear that eau de toilette, and so in winter probably you need to use a higher quantity than what you would do in summer, assuming that the eau de toilette that we're talking about fits that season. The season is important because, first of all, the weather is impacting a lot on the performance of our fragrance. So, taking the same fragrance, I will wear more, so I will spray more on a day of heavy rain than on a day of beautiful, light, sunny sky. As I mentioned, these are very general and generic, in a way, advices, because only with practice you can really find out how a fragrance reacts on your skin, therefore how much you need to spray. But there is one principle that you always have to take into consideration. I point this out because I discovered that online a lot of fragrance enthusiasts and also fragrance experts, they simply advise you to, wear how much you want, the way you want, it's for yourself, you have to feel good with that, you don't have to care. A very bad word comes into my mind. You have to know that all these people tend to forget something fundamental, that them, like me, we are so much in love with fragrances that we would really bath in them. And after a while, we use a lot fragrances, different kinds in high quantities. Also, the sensibility of our nose changes. So, to feel that very same fragrance that we are in love, to feel it also after a year, 2 years, 3 years that we are using it, well, we need to spray more and more because our nose got used, no? So it's like when you eat spicy, no? You can train your tongue to keep always higher levels, no? And you arrive to a certain point where a light, spiced food, you don't even consider it spicy, chili. So it works more or less the same. As I mentioned in previous videos, fragrances, in general, our smell is a tool of interaction with the others. So it's very important because it has an impact also on a subtle, intimate level, that it remains something quite intimate. I give you an example. Few days ago, I was sitting at a table, open air, with friends, acquaintances, and people on the other side of the table complimented me for the fragrance that I was wearing. I shamed a lot, despite of receiving compliments. Because that's something that shouldn't happen. The person who is sitting next to you should smell you nicely, not too much. But if somebody is sitting on the other side of the table and smells you, that's absolutely not good. That's very far from being elegant. And that's why I didn't feel comfortable receiving that type of compliment. So the fragrance that you are wearing and the smell that it creates mixing with your skin should be something available only for people that really get close to you, that really get close to your little sphere. Regarding this, I think that the sentence less is more has been probably firstly used for fragrances because it makes really a lot of sense. So practice a lot, see how the fragrance you're using reacts on your skin, see the impact on the others after 1 hour, 4 hours, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, and based on that, calibrate, arrange, measure the quantity, the amount you are supposed to wear. It's a fun, nice game, it's a discovery, and as such is always a chance to grow and improve. Enjoy it fully. Ciao!